Good evening, and welcome back to Aislin's Enchanted Path. Tonight, we're taking the first real step into the witch's pyramid, beginning at the base with knowledge, the foundation of all effective magic. You've probably heard the phrase, knowledge is power, and in witchcraft, that couldn't be more true. All the candles, herbs, and crystals in the world won't help if you don't understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. Knowledge is what roots your practice. It transforms curiosity into confidence, chaos into clarity, and blind spell following into real personal power. Knowledge in magic isn't just about reading a bunch of books, though books are a good place to start, I won't deny. It's about learning to think critically, to ask questions, to make connections, and to explore both outer sources and your inner self. It's knowing what a correspondence actually means, and not just memorizing that rosemary is for protection. It's understanding where your practices come from, how they work energetically, and what your intention is behind every single action you take. And just as importantly, knowledge is knowing your own boundaries. What paths resonate with you, which practices do not, and which ethical lines you simply will not cross. There are many ways to gain knowledge on the path. Books, of course, but choose wisely. Look for authors who write from experience and not just trend. Be cautious of books that promise control over others or quick fix spells with no context. Those are red flags. Now, teachers and mentors are a good source if you're lucky enough to find one who aligns with your values, and they can be an incredible resource. But remember, a true teacher doesn't demand obedience. They encourage growth. Now, your tradition can be a good source of information. If you follow a specific tradition, lean into its teachings. Learn its structure, its rituals, its history, and the whys behind it all. Experience is a big one. Nothing replaces lived experience. Try things. Observe what works and what doesn't. Keep a journal. Your practice will become your greatest teacher over time, but this one does take time. And don't forget nature, the original grimoire. The cycles of the moon, the turnings of the seasons, the quiet wisdom of a stream or an old tree. Nature is constantly teaching, if you're willing to listen. With knowledge does come responsibility. I know, we're back to the trite. I know, I read your comments. But it's easy to get excited by new spells or techniques and want to try everything at once. But knowledge includes knowing when not to act, when a spell would interfere with someone's will, when a situation needs mundane action before magical, or when a ritual might be more about ego than spirit. And in a time when misinformation is literally everywhere, magical knowledge also means discernment. Not everything on TikTok is reliable. Not every Pinterest spell is safe. Being an informed witch means developing your intuition and your critical thinking. Your power grows the more you learn, but it also deepens the more you pause to ask, is this right for me? Is this right for the situation? Is this right for the world I want to help shape? The answers matter. If you're just beginning, start simple. Pick one topic, moon phases or herbs or energy work, and go deep. Read about it, meditate on it. Try a spell or two that uses it. Then reflect. If you've been practicing a while, go back and re-examine your foundations. Are there areas where you've been relying on habit instead of understanding? Are there beliefs you've outgrown? Practices you want to refine? Knowledge evolves with you, and don't be afraid to say, I don't know. I don't know things all the time. That's not weakness. That's the doorway to learning. Without knowledge, the other principles of the witch's pyramid would start to wobble. You can't imagine clearly if you don't understand what you're visualizing. You can't direct your will if you don't know what's really needed. You can't have faith if you don't have a foundation of truth. You can't practice silence if you haven't yet learned discernment. And you can't truly love something you haven't taken the time to know. Knowledge supports them all, and that's why it forms the base of the pyramid. So whether you're building your library or taking a course, journaling after rituals, or simply sitting quietly in nature and listening, know that every step you take in pursuit of knowledge deepens your power and grounds your path. In our next video, we'll move from knowledge to the first side of the pyramid, imagination, and how your inner vision becomes a tool of real creation. In the meantime, I'd love to hear from you. What's the most important thing you've learned on your path so far? Share it in the comments. You never know who might need to hear exactly what you've discovered. Thank you for learning with me tonight, beautiful souls, and blessed be.